Hey YouTube, how's it going? Kevin Cleary here with a video for you. This is not going to be a knife video, but I want to talk about flashlights. As you know, maybe I've only put up 1 or 2 flashlight videos, but I do generally carry a flashlight, and I just want to briefly discuss, is that a good idea? Is it worth your time and energy? If you're a knife guy and you've watched these videos and you don't normally carry a flashlight, is it something you should consider? Here's my brief discussion of why or why not to carry a flashlight. And obviously, since I do, I'm in favor of it. So yeah, I think it's a good idea to carry a flashlight. Now, why do I think it's a good idea? Number one, it's easy to do. Okay, I didn't realize my hand wasn't in frame, but number one, it's easy to do. Flashlights are fairly small, and as technology gets better and better, they get smaller and smaller and put out more and more lumens. So it's really cool. This little flashlight is like 160 lumens, and it's roughly the size of a tube of chapstick. It's a TI3 from ThruNite. This perfectly demonstrates my point. This light is all the light you'd almost ever need. Even this could almost be your main flashlight. Now 160 lumens is not a lot, but it's so easy to carry that you literally never know you have this. And there are a lot of options like this. There are some that are a little bigger, and if you feel like that's not enough lumens for you, sure, you can go to a larger, like a full-size pen light, and put 2 AAA batteries in instead of just 1. But anyway, so number one, I think it's worth carrying a flashlight because generally speaking, you can get one that's quite small, quite light, and quite easy to carry. This one is another example of a fairly small light. Now this is bigger really than I like to carry. It is 200 lumens, and these things are made in China, and you can buy them on Amazon.com for like peanuts, $2 or $2.50 a piece. So I'll often buy 4 or 5 at a time and put them in different places, or throw them all in stockings at Christmas or whatever. And these little guys, they're the Ultrafire. Usually they're sold on Amazon under the name of like Cree 7-watt LED flashlight. Now I will say the one I've got here, these are not as good as ones I previously bought. Okay, so I got some other ones on Amazon, same price and everything, same description even, which makes it a little iffy, but they're better. They have some options in terms of brightness and even a strobe feature, and it's the same. It looks exactly like this, just functions a little better. All right, so number one, flashlights can be had that are definitely small enough to carry without any difficulty. So you're not adding a lot of size and weight to your EDC. You're not adding a lot of bulk. This is really, really easy to carry. Number two, they're affordable. Okay, knives I think are affordable too. But what do I have with me today? I don't have anything overly expensive. Let's see. So here's my pair of 2. This is like 120 bucks. This CRKT eraser is my actual EDC today. I had to search around to find the pair of 2. It was on my desk. But this is my EDC today, and this is a nice knife, and runs around 50 bucks. Well, for a $50 price point, you can get a really, really awesome flashlight. Okay, really nice. And of course, stuff like this, and like the Streamlights and the Preons 4.7s, and there's lots of different small option flashlights that could easily fit in your pocket that are under $50, well under $50. Now, sure, you can spend more, and if you go up to something like this is the Phoenix PD35. Now this is like the 2013 model, but this is a sweet flashlight. It's really durable, really bright. And this guy, I think brand new, probably runs around $90. I got it in a trade, so now it's a little older version. I think in 2014, the ones made in 2014 have been upgraded to 960 lumens. This is 860 lumens. But again, even for something bigger and brighter like this, you're still under $100. Okay, so you're getting a lot of bang for your buck when it comes to flashlights, and that only gets better and better as technology gets better and better. You can buy the biggest ThruNite, and it's on my want list. I haven't pulled the trigger on it yet, but the biggest ThruNite, the TI32, I think, is like 6,000 lumens, and it's like 200 bucks. Now, 200 bucks is a lot of money, but if you're a knife guy and you've got some high-end knives, you've probably spent more than that on 1 or 2 or 3 or maybe multiple knives. And so you start to see you know, the top end of the flashlight market is much lower than the top end of the folding knife market, okay? So number one, they're small, very lightweight, very easy to carry. Number two, they're affordable. You can get a really awesome light for under $50, even under $20. There's lots of nice knives out there. Nice flashlights out there for like $19.99, $21.99, whatever. Finally, of course, the obvious reason to carry one is because you need one, and you'd be surprised how often you need one. Now, I'm going to do a review on this, and I got a lot of use on it a couple weeks ago when I went to camp. So I was helping out at as the Bible teacher at a Christian camp, and of course, when you're at camp, you need a flashlight all the time. I would take it out with me to start the campfire, you know, on the way to the bathroom and back. Sometimes, you know, we did have to go and do like a little safety check before we shut the camp down at night. So you kind of got to walk around, make sure everyone's in their cabins and everyone's safe and secure. So you're constantly using a flashlight, and this came in super handy. And it was funny how many comments I got, whoa, that is such an awesome light. Now, when you're not at camp, when you're, you know, just doing regular stuff, you might say, well, how often do you really need a flashlight? And you'd be surprised. It was last week that my wife's earring back fell off. And you got to think, this kind of stuff, it always happens. What are the chances it could happen? But sure enough, it fell off, landed on her lap, took one bounce and went directly down the crack in the seat, in the front seat of the car, and went under the car seat. So I get out of the car, go around, look under the seat from the back, can't see it, pull out my light, turn it on. As soon as the light hit the little shiny piece of metal, I could see it, I got it, gave it back. Her wallet had fallen out of her coat pocket. This was in the winter, so a few months ago. And I'm only giving you really more drastic situations. This one, we couldn't find her wallet anywhere. And we had watched a movie at the theater, and because her coat had been like over the back of the chair, it must have fallen out then. Anyway, turn on the flashlight, look under the seats. Sure enough, as soon as I turned the flashlight on, we found it. So it is worthwhile having the flashlight with you. There's lots of times where you'll need it working. You know, you go to do a quick car repair, you're looking at a map while driving, all kinds of things, okay? So lots of good reasons to carry a flashlight. Now, what about some practical guidelines, okay? Number one has got to be, and this is the same with everything, I'd say the same thing about a knife. Don't buy a knife that you're not going to carry, okay? This knife, I carry it because I'm used to carrying a big knife. This is an awesome knife. Anyway, I'm going to try not to let this video become about knives. Put this back in my pocket. Buy the flashlight you'll carry, okay? If you buy something like this and that's going to be your EDC flashlight, you're probably going to get sick of it by the third day and be like, oh, I cannot have this stupid thing in my pocket all the time, okay? That's why I went with something like this. Okay, the TI3 is awesome, and I would highly recommend it to anyone thinking about EDCing a flashlight because it's so small that you can almost be assured you'll carry it. You could even put it on your keychain, although for me, I'm not a big fan of a lot of stuff on my keychain, but because of its size, it's such a good option. And there are a number of great, lightweight, high quality, high reliability, super bright flashlights that easily can carry in your pocket. You know, there's lots at this size, but there are also slightly bigger ones if you feel like you want just a little more. Now, I will tell you the AA flashlights rather than the AAA, there's a big jump in size, okay? This is sort of a standard size for a AA flashlight, and that size is necessary because of the battery, okay? So you need to pay attention to what battery the flashlight you're buying takes, all right? And that actually brings me to my second recommendation. When you're buying a flashlight, get a flashlight where batteries are easy to come by, okay? This Phoenix PD35 is not a good example. It takes either the CR123s or the rechargeable 18650. So I opted for the rechargeables, but that does mean now I've got to recharge, I've got to buy a charger, I've got to buy batteries, and those batteries have a lifespan, right? So who knows how many times I'm going to get to recharge them before they're no good, especially because, I'll be frank, I bought the cheap ones. So preferably, by the way, I got this in trade, so it wasn't everything that I wanted, but I didn't mind because of the good deal I got on it. Anyway, or maybe anyway, I can't remember. I may have bought this but got it for a really good price, one way or the other. Anyway, let's go back to my point, which is batteries. Buy a light with batteries that are easily acquirable because, you know, if you're traveling, if you're camping, if, you know, heaven forbid something bad happens and stores close and things go bad, you want to be able to get easy access to the batteries your light needs, okay? So batteries need to be easy. Consider damage, okay? Anything you carry with you all the time is likely one way or another going to get broken, okay? I'm going to have this in my pocket and I'm going to fall. I'm going to drop it in the toilet and flush it. I'm going to, you know, something will happen because it's with you every minute of every day, okay? So account for damage somehow, whether with this light, it was 20 bucks. So if it does break, I'll be sad, but I'll be able to afford to get another one, okay? The other thing about this knife is this flashlight is it's really tough. So account for damage somehow. Either you account for damage by buying something cheap enough that you can easily replace it. This would be a good example, like $3. Or you account for damage by buying something tough enough that it's going to take most of what you can throw at it. The PD35, it's a good example of a very, very tough light. Okay, so batteries, size, damage. Finally, here's a recommendation that probably you wouldn't have thought of. If you're going to EDC a flashlight and you're going to have some nice flashlights, make sure you've got some cheaper ones around, okay? This one came in like a care package or something. It's not anything special, but there's one reason and one reason only that I keep this thing around. My kid, my neighbor's kid, they see you with a flashlight. They see you using it and they go, hey, can I borrow your flashlight? The answer is always no. You cannot borrow this light, but I've got one to give you. Here you go. Okay, so have a few cheap flashlights around that you can give to your kids, that you can give to the guy who knows you're a gear guy and says, hey, I need a flashlight, can I borrow one? Sure, I'll give him this one. Okay, this is one of those Cree LED, whatever, 7 watts from Amazon, $3. Here you go. If you don't give it back to me, I don't even care. If I let someone borrow this light, now I'm going to be keeping close track of that, right? One recommendation that I would make about carrying a flashlight, if you're going to do it, buy some extras at Dollarama or Walmart or whatever that are cheap as dirt so you can give them out when someone says, hey, can I borrow your flashlight? You go, no, but you can use this one, and you give them, you know, the cheap dollar store flashlight. All right, so there you go, guys. I don't know, I'd love to hear what lights you guys carry. Here's one of the things, I'm not going to collect lights, okay? It's not my thing, but I am kind of interested in some really good ones, so let me know what you think are the best flashlights out there. I wouldn't mind one more. I've got this one that lands around 1,000 lumens. I'd like one that's super bright, okay, like maybe 4,000 lumens, or the through night that's, I mentioned 6,000. All right, have a great one, and we'll talk to you soon.